Hello everyone, Rick Shaw very kindly asked me to show how I construct these videos. It's a lot like building a house. You put the concrete foundation in, and then you put your boards across the top of the concrete, and you put layer upon layer as you build a house, and you end up with a finished product. Well, it's very much the same with producing a video, so I'm going to actually show you how I do it. The first little bit, I'm actually going to do the work as I did it on all the videos, and then I'm going to fast forward through the rest of it so you can see how it all goes together. And then at the end of it, we'll actually show the completed 30-second video. And what it is just a fictitious commercial. My dentist and I were good fly fishing buddies in Northern Ohio, and this is footage from our various forays into the Northern Ohio streams. At any rate, so here we go. So what you have to work with is this wonderful workspace that Camtasia provides. And by the way, the iMac proprietary iMovie software that comes with their computer is the same format, same everything. This is a little bit more powerful. It has some more tools, can be a little bit more accurate in some of the things. But anyway, this is called Camtasia. And it was a recommendation from a guy named Sean Bagshaw, who's a very well-known landscape photographer. I spent some time in Switzerland with him recently, and he said, you need to get Camtasia. If you want to do YouTube tutorials, that sort of thing, you need Camtasia software. So I highly recommend this. So onward and upwards. So I'm going to start by explaining the workspace. This is where you're going to see what you're producing, and I'll show you in a minute how that works. Over here is the media bin. This is where you bring in all of your files, your videos, your photos, your soundtrack, and so forth, and there's a repository for those. And then you pull those down to these tracks and load them. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a folder on my desktop that has all of the files, and I'm going to pull them into the media bin. So these are the files that we're going to use to construct the video. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab onto this soundtrack here, and I'm going to put it down on the first track, like so. And I can see in the beginning there's a gap here, so I'm going to take the playhead and I'm going to move it over to where the music actually begins. Then you hit Edit, Split, and then I'm going to delete this part of it, and then I'm going to drag the soundtrack to the left. And eventually, ultimately, I will have, I'm going to put, well, in fact, I'll just do it now. I'll just put points in here. And these points are allowing me to actually bring the music up slowly. So I'll take this one down to 0, and then I'm just going to build a little hill here of the sound coming up in the beginning. So you get kind of a transition of the music coming in, like so. Okay. And next we're going to bring in some video, and the video is going to go on track 2, and I'm going to take it to the left. Now this is a fairly lengthy video, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it out to where I'd like to see it, because I'm going to add some text in the upper left, and that looks pretty good. And so I'm going to go up to Annotations. These are all tools that you can use to enhance your video, and you can bring text in, you can do all kinds of things in here. So I'm going up to Annotations. I'm going to just grab some type here and put it right up here, and I'm going to expand this out. Pardon me. Move it up a little bit, and then I'm going to type in what I want to say, which is come join us on Saturday, and I might even change the type style on that later, but not right now. I'm going to just leave it at that, and then I'm going to go ahead and run the playhead across this video to see what parts of it. I'm dealing with just this section right here. I'm going to see what part of it that I want to use for this intro, and I think the part I want is from or see that rod, how it pounds. Okay, this would be the end of what I want right here. So I'm going to go up, and I have it selected. I'm going to hit the Edit, Split, and I'm going to cut out what's behind it because I won't need it for this section. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to the beginning where the rod is pounding, right about in here. I think I'm going to split it again, and oops, I got to select it, and I'm going to split it. Split the track, or the track, and I'm going to get rid of that part, drag this to the left. Oops. Sometimes it's kind of hard to grab. Anyway, there we go. And I'm going to stretch it out to about here, and I'm going to take this left, I'm going to join it up with the same amount of time, and let's see, so I have about 3 seconds of video and 3 seconds of annotation. Okay, let's play it and see. You drag the playhead to the left, hit this. Oops, I forgot one thing. Okay, on the video, all I want is the video. I don't want the sound. So I'm going to go up and take this line, drag it south, and now we should have a quiet video, and you'll be able to hear the soundtrack. Didn't want to look too far in the video. So you can see there's some tweaking involved to get this just right. And it looks like right about there is where I want to quit. So I'm going to make sure it's selected. I'm going to edit it, split it, and I want to get rid of the tail end of it, which is highlighted. So boom, it's gone. And I'll also shorten up this text because this text or annotation belongs to this particular video segment. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. That's probably enough. So you can see what I'm doing here now. I'll go into the next segment of video, and from there I'll just keep building these layers up, and I actually end up with 4 tracks that will create and ultimately complete the video. But for now, I'm just going to go through it in fast motion so you can kind of just get an idea how this thing builds over time. Okay? So now that you're at the end of your assembly, comes the most exciting part, which is to actually play the video and see how all these parts work together to give you a final product. So let's go ahead and give it a whirl. Definitely in here. And that's the 30-second commercial. If you're interested in trying out your own video, I've listed out the various components that I use to produce these videos with websites and pricing so you can follow through on it. And then lastly, in this Camtasia workspace, to upload the video from here out, you can just hit the share button in the upper right hand corner and you can go out to Facebook or YouTube or your website or a desktop file. It's very simple, very easy, and I encourage you to give it a try. And lastly, I just wanted to say have a great afternoon.